Hey everyone, welcome back to new content of Cybrosys. In today's video, we will be dealing with the access rights in Odoo 17 accounting module. So before moving on to the access right, we just need to know the user types in Odoo. We know there are different user types such as the internal users, portal users, and public users. But in case of the accounting module in Odoo, we have only one user type, which is the internal user. So we know the internal users are the people in the organizations or the employees in an organization. And even this internal user is just divided into different categories such as a consultation user, accountant, billing, bookkeeper, and read-only. Now let's see how can these users just manage with the accounting app. Consolidation user. In Odoo, there isn't a specific user called the consolidation user, but the consolidation process is just handled through the consolidation module. And this is designed for the users who are having the accounting permission. By the consolidation, the users can just combine the financial reports of multiple companies within an organization. The users who has the access with the accounting app and the consolidation module can just combine their financial reports and statements and just process with the consolidation task. This can be typically the users in the apex level such as the accountant or the financial analyst who can just manage with the reporting of a business. Accountant. An accountant is a financial professional who analyzes and interprets the financial information, and they are the keepers of the company's record or individual record in order to maintain the accuracy and completeness. Read-only. The users who has the access right of read-only cannot make any changes in the financial records, which means they cannot make addition in the records directly. Billing. In case of billing, the company uses to send the invoices to the customers in order to get the payment for the services and the product that have rendered, because the company just need to ensure that they have received the revenue and just need to ensure that they have just covered the cost and operate profitability. The bookkeeper. They are the guardians of the financial health of the organization by summarizing, recording, and classifying the financial records. Let's see how can we manage with the users in Odoo 17 accounting module. Let's move on to the users, where you can just search for the users from the home screen of the Odoo itself. And here you can see we have different users, and initial admin is set as a consultation user. So consultation user is an internal user, and he will be having all the rights to manage with the accounting. Like he is a user in the apex level. So as you just move on to the accounting module, in the accounting module, you can see that this user just can manage with everything. Like he can just manage with the accounting dashboard, customer invoices, then credit notes, amount to settle, payments, follow-up reports, product, customers, and all. And here also we can see another tab that is the vendor. He can just manage with the vendor bills, refunds, receipts, the amounts that to sit with the vendors, and the payments, employee expenses, bank accounts, product, vendors, and all. And this consolidation user can also access with the account journals. Like he can just create and make changes in the journals and all. Then he can just manage with the automatic transfers, assets, and he can also just perform with some other actions such as the reconciliations and log date, which means he can also just manage with the reporting sessions. Like he can just take any of the reporting such as a balance sheet. There can be any other report such as a profit loss. Then he can also just manage with the cash flow statements and all. Now here you can see that he can also manage with the configuration settings, like the things that are just going to happen in the accounting. Everything can be managed by the consolidation user. Now let's move on to the other users, where you can just search for the user again, and here you can see the other internal users. So let me just go to the user as mark demo, and here you can see that here we have to set the user type as internal user itself, but under the access right of this mark demo, we have just set the right as accountant. Now let's log out from the initial admin, that is the consolidation user, and login as demo. So as we just login as demo, and let's move on to the accounting module. Here we can see that the accountant will no longer have the access to everything as that of the consolidation user. The accountant can just manage with the dashboard, the customer's invoices, credit note, everything. And he can just manage with the vendor details and all. And as you just want the accounting, here also he can just manage with particular things. And under the reporting also, he can just manage some other details of the reporting and all. But these user cannot just go to the settings of the accounting module. He can just manage with the configurations, but he cannot just make any changes in the settings. Like he cannot just manage with the analytic account or enabling of the analytic account or other things that to be affected in the accounting, that cannot be managed by the accountant. If all those things want to manage for any users, the consolidation user only has the power to manage with the each and every corner of the accounting module. Now let's log out from this user and log in as any other user. So in order to manage with other users, let's move on to the admin itself and let's search for the user. So in order to search for the user, first we have to close that wizard, and here we can just use other users. So here we can just find the user as Ellie Lampard. So let me consider Ellie Lampard as my user, and let's shorten this address, and here we can just save this. Later on, here you can see that we have just set the accounting access right as billing. Now we just need to log in as Ellie Lampard. So in order to log in as Ellie Lampard, first we just need to set the password and all. So let me set the password, and now let's log out from Michelle Admin and log in as the Ellie Lampard. So let me log in as Ellie Lampard, and here you can just provide the password. And as we just log in as Ellie Lampard, here you can see his profile pic and all. Now let's move on to the accounting module. So here the Ellie Lampard is just a builder. So the Ellie Lampard can create a new invoice over here. So let me create a new invoice because I have just logged in as Ellie Lampard, where I can just use the customer details and all. Let me choose the product as a customizable test and let me confirm that. So I can just manage with the billing, which means I can just manage with the billing of the customer invoices and vendor bill. And here you can see other details such as the credit note, amount to settle and all, because all this comes under the billing. And the LE Lampard can also manage with the report management such as the invoice analysis and unrealized currency. So let's see the details over here. Like he can just manage with different measures such as average price, inventory values, and the margin that is achieved, and the product quantity and all. Now let's log out from the LE Lampard and log in as admin itself, and let's move on to the other users. So here, make sure that you have properly closed the wizard, then only you can just search with the users. Now let's consider the Bait events as a user, and let me shorten the email address of Bait. And here, as you just drag down, here you would be able to find that this user is an internal user, and this user and only has the access right of read only. Now, in order to log in as this user, first we need to just change the password. Now let me set a new password for this user, and later on you can just click on change password. Now let's log out from the admin and let's log in as the user. So here we know we have just provided the access right of this user as read only. And let's log in into the user, that is Faith, and you can just go to the accounting. As you just move on to the accounting, here you can see that the user can just manage or view or read the dashboard, where the user can also upload the vendor bills. So if we have any vendor bills over here, we can just upload the vendor bills over there, and we can just open that. So Big can just upload the vendor bills over here. He can just deal with the invoices. Like he can just view all the records, the invoices that is created. Rather, he cannot just manage. If he want to just upload any files and all, he can just upload that. So let's try to upload the file over here. So as we just click on upload, here you can see we can just upload a particular invoice and all. So let's search for the invoice. So let me just open it, and here you can see if the user just tried to upload the file, you will get an access error over here. because even if the button is showing over there, the user cannot just upload the file or make any changes over here. So if he want to make any changes, he first need to just contact the administrator to request the access if necessary. Now let's close this and let's move on to the vendors. And in the vendors also, he can just view all the details of the vendors, such as the bills, refunds, then receipts and all. Under the accounting, he can just view the journal entries, then journal items, and he can just manage with the automatic transfers. Like he can just view the automatic transfers. So currently there are no automatic transfers, so that this window is set to blank. And he can also just view with the asset management. Now he can also just go to the reportings and find the statement reports of the balance sheet, profit and loss, accounts, cash flow statements, executive summaries, and there are different reports such as the audit report and partner report. So let's take one of the report over here, and here you can see that this user can only just view the reports over here because his access right is set to read only. Now let's log out from this user and log in as other user. So in order to log in as the other user, first we have to just move on to the admin portal, and let's search for the users. And in the users, here we have the other user, that is Ori Peterson. And here you can see under the internal user, we have to set the accounting access right as bookkeeper. So this user is a bookkeeper, and let me just copy the email and let me change the password of this user in order to log in. So here you can just set a password for this user. Now we can just click on change password later on. We can just log out from this user, and now we can just log in as the other user, that is the Audi, and here you can just provide the password. Later on, let's log in as the user Audi, and let's go to the accounting module. And in the accounting module, you can see that this user is just a bookkeeper. So the bookkeeper just can create a new invoice, can just upload the vendor bills, and can just deal with the miscellaneous operations and all. And this user cannot just deal with the configuration settings over here in the accounting module. This user can just manage with the statement reports, audit reports, partner reports and all the reports that are available will be shown over here. This user can also just manage with the customer details as well as the vendor details, such as the bills, refunds, receipts and all. The user can also just manage with the accounting journals and management with the automatic receipts, assets, and he can also just perform the reconciliation actions. So it's very easy to manage with the user types in Odoo 17 accounting module. And from this, we can conclude that there is only the internal users for the accounting module. There is no option for the part users or the public users in the accounting module. So I hope this video clarifies how to make use of the access right in Odoo 17 accounting module. So if you want Odoo customizations or Odoo tutorial videos, feel free to contact Cybrosys. As always, stay awesome and thank you for watching the video.